Hello guys. I just wanted to make a follow-up video and slash tutorial um for this video here, a clean way through. This is the first time I actually went over 100 views on a video, but I plan to do this video specifically for a forum post I made here on Steam. The link to it will be in the description, and it's just a question about the physics in Dirt Rally and me wanting to make it feel as close to realistic as possible. And thanks to a few people in the comments, you know who you are. Um, he was able to, he, she, I actually don't know your gender, was able to help me with setting this up and saving a lot of space, lots of space. So I'll be not only showing you how to install the mods, what mods I'm using too, but I'll also be showing you a means of how to um, download the mods and make backup files without having to take up too much space. So again, that was just really cool. Hopefully it's harmless self-promotion, but yeah, 117 views. I was pretty proud about that. So the link to the forum post will be in the description, again, like I said. So we're going to talk about backup files. It's important to make a folder, just name it backups. I don't care. You can name it whatever you want. In this case, I just named it backups. And I put it on my desktop. Ignore the clutter here. It's on the TV screen right now, but generally speaking, what you want to do is put any special kind of files that we modify later on. If you're going to continue watching the video, put them here. When you're watching, by the way, too, there's tabs up here that you can click on to skip to certain parts of the video, covering those certain sections, so you don't have to watch all of this. Another thing to do is also make a mods folder. So I have them installed, oh, not installed, but I have them downloaded already. That's a lie, they are installed already too, but just to save time. So right here, the first not mod that you want to install. Should we? Nah, we'll talk about the mods. So you want to pick up Dirt Rally Mod Manager. Why would you want to pick this up? A reason being is that this is really important if you want to do use liveries, custom liveries. So that's just to answer a future question that may pop up. So if you're wondering how I install my custom liveries, especially for like the i20 design, I just use this mod. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. There's Dirt Rally RFPE mod. This is the main mod here. This is the main mod. Main mod we're going to be talking and installing. Really important to get this. This is optional. So this is the alternate physics 0.9 or CTF. These are customized CTF files, modified CTF files for RFPE. And it's just made by a group of people that wanted to what is it called? Expand on the RFPE mod and change its just the way that the physics were changed. They wanted to make it just a bit more better in their taste. Keep in mind, 0.4 is the newest and the only version of RFPE, like current. This is the only current version. They're not going to be advancing on this anymore, so it's just going to be 0.4. And it's 4.2, by the way, the version number for the mod. Alternate physics is 0.4. Right, so make sure you download those off of Race Department here. The links to these mods will be in the description, so don't worry. Another mod that I find really works well with RFPE, as much as RFPE does add its own different damage models for the cars, I do find that using whatever you do don't crash is just a supplement mod. You don't have to use this, but I honestly use this because it's such a good. I really love this mod. 2.0 is the current version. Then you want to install these two camera mods. These are optional. I would recommend to download both of them and try them out yourself. One is the MoreCarMovement 2.0, and what it does basically is makes it so that that feeling of the car, or the feeling that you're in a car that's moving and that you're separate from the body of the car, is visible. You see that actually in the two RFPE mods that I installed. And then in my other videos that I've uploaded that are on Dashcam, I actually use Enhanced Camera Control Mod 4.2. So either mod will work with RFPE, but I guess it's personal preference. There might be other camera mods that I'm unaware of, but you can try these. These are two that I totally recommend. The one that I honestly use myself is Enhanced Camera Control Mod, but in use with the RFPE custom alternate physics files, I actually do use the MoreCarMovement. It's just to really show that that weight transfer really is different with the modified files. Another mod that's is an honorable mention would be, or not a mod, but it's another program that you can download is SimHub. This is pretty cool if you want to use this. I'm not promoting this at all. I'm just saying that it's a pretty good thing. I use this myself for dashes and stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'll be touching up on this anyways for one of the files that you want to back up. All right. So that's the reason why I wanted to mention SimHub. And now finally, this is the most important program. Okay, this is the Linux shell extension, and what this does, thanks to the individual that's I don't really need to name who it is. He was really she. I don't want to assume genders. He's really helpful with this. He shared this link. Again, you can trust me. You can take my word for it. I mean, I'm a small channel, but I haven't had a virus. I mod games a lot, so trust me. When I downloaded this program, nothing bad has happened to my computer at all. So I think, and I know it's safe. I can confirm that for you. What it does basically is it allows you to share a folder. So we'll show you how that works, and it's really cool. It's like it makes a shortcut of the folder that has access to those files for you. This can work for almost any game, I bet you too. And what it does is instead of it making it like a true shortcut, Windows will read it as though it's an actual. So instead of having to make backups and backups of track folders, what you can do is just make one copy in a backups folder for tracks in your Dirt Rally folder. Again, we'll go through all that kind of stuff later on, but you can just make a shell extension to it, a link to it, and then all of a sudden Dirt Rally will run the files in the backup folder. That is nowhere near the Steam app's common Dirt Rally folder. So this is a very awesome tool to use for modding Dirt Rally and other. So again, all the links will be in the description. So we've installed everything. Actually, I'm going to also download link shell extension just so you guys can see. I'm going to recommend the one that I used was I think it was I have Windows 10. It was this one right here. So there's a few things that are necessary for you to download. So download the one that is right for your computer. All right. I downloaded both, I think. I think I downloaded the x86, and then I downloaded the shell X, and that was specifically for 64-bit. Yeah, so it was this one that I downloaded. So make sure that you have this, and then you can save this. So this is the so I can save that here, and I'm making sure it's on my desktop mods folder, and that's that. All right. So you can set this up, save it to whatever you want to do, all that kind of stuff. I've already done that, so it's just like any other kind of program. Once that's done installing, we'll be using that later. But that's basically the only prerequisites that you need. Moving on to the Dirt Rally mod manager. So this is not like a Nexus mod manager or mod organizer mod manager or whatever. This specifically is for liveries. So we'll do an example one just so you can see. Just search up Dirt Rally liveries. I know how to spell. All right. And we'll go to, there's a Steam community guide that I actually go to get most of the ones that I've gotten was off of this. So if I do have one here, I'll click on a link. I don't care. I'm okay. If I get a virus, oh well. I would download this, save it as whatever, and this will be our test for the mod manager for that. So once you've installed the mod manager and also the folder sharing application, the mod manager is in here. It is really just an exe file. So what you can do for this is extract it if you have WinRAR, 7-zip, or whatever it is kind of archiving tool you use or application. So right here, I can just run the mod manager. Since I have it installed, I don't need to. So you can put this in your program files or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I leave this in a separate folder somewhere. So the mod manager is now installed. Since that's done, let's clean this up for you guys. See stuff, what's going on. So right here, down here is the mod manager here. As soon as you open it up, it's just a simple window that shows you a bunch of cars. And the ones that are not in color are the cars that don't have mods. Ones that are in color, it will show you that they do have liveries that you can use. I just wanted to make sure that was still alive there. So what you can do here is open up your mods folder. All right. And this is the Duval Martin livery that we downloaded. So here's that window here. We can just click, drag, and drop that in. And then it will show you what is new. It will show you the car that is new. And then you can choose what livery to put it over. So as you can see, I already have 2 custom ones filling up liveries 1 and 8. 8 I think is the white, and 1 I think is blue. I forgot. Totally forgot. I don't. That's how long I've had these liveries installed. So let's just say I want to replace the livery 5 or 7. I don't use it. We can then click on this, click install. In the folder or in the archive tool, or the archive for that mod or that livery, I mean, it will tell you which one's which, whether it's Duval or it's Martin. And as you can see here, 42 or 44. So specifically, I want the Duval. I just pick the 44, install, and that's it. Simple as that. You've installed a livery. You can drive your favorite rally driver's car, and not only that, your favorite rally driver's livery. There you go. That's simply what Mod Manager is for. What is it not for? Not replace other kinds of files. That's what's kind of happened for me. I've tried to install car mods. You can, if you've ever seen them before, you can get the Toyota Celica in this game. If you ever import Dirt 3 modeled cars into your Dirt Rally, Mod Manager won't do that for you. It's specifically for just backing up the files of the liveries that you replace and installing the new liveries in their place, if that makes sense, okay? So it's just for installing liveries, nothing else. So just keep that in mind. I just don't want people thinking, oh, I need the Dirt Rally Mod Manager. So now we're going to be moving on to Steam concerns. I kind of forgot to talk about that actually, so I wanted to make sure I do that. That's why I have that button, man. Woo! So, Steam concerns. People will be concerned about Steam and running the game with the mods installed. Just know that yes, you will be taking a risk that if you run it online, you could possibly get banned. You can get a VAC ban. Saving won't be accomplishable. Some changes like won't work. You change your settings, your setups and stuff. So make sure that you've set everything to how you want it before you've done these kind of modifications. That is if you just want to do the click, drag, and drop and just be finished with it kind of installation. But if you actually want to make the extra step to make it possible to work, I'll be showing you that later on as well. So yeah, you can run Dirt Rally through here. You can run it through a shortcut, it doesn't matter. When you modify Dirt Rally, it can run the same way you've ever run. But of course, there's an extra step for certain kinds of mods, that's specifically RFPE, so keep that in mind. So now we're going to be moving on to installing. I think we've done the pre-installation for you guys. So we're going to be going into the RFPE mod. So here we go. What you want to do is open up your what's it called? You can do this through Steam or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I right click on Dirt Rally here, go to Properties, Local Files, Browse Local Files, and you will find this File Explorer window pop up. This is your Dirt Rally installation. If you just backtrack one, this is Dirt Rally. All right. And a bunch of my other games. So in here is all the files that were modified. Right here. So as you can tell, I've kind of already modified it, but we'll be doing it again for you guys to see. So installing RFPE is pretty simple. All you got to do, open up the RAR file, and you are legit going to go straight into file. You can read the documentation. I mean, they tell you how to like instructions in the PDF how to install it, but videos are cool. You know, you just copy everything that's here. Oh my goodness, just copy everything that's in here: audio, car effects, force feedback, input, stuff like that, and the RFPE launcher as well. Everything here, drag and drop it. That's legit all you do. Now, it will ask you to rewrite a file, and that is the race load JPG. The original file I do have a backup of, but I would recommend that that's one of the files you back up first. Should have said that before, but yes, that is one of the files that's going to be asking you to replace. Make sure you back up that file. raceload.jpk. What you can do here is just type a period, you back up, press enter. Windows will say it might become unusable, but who cares? It's basically a text file. You're done. That's it. You're okay. So yeah, so JPK is there. Now RFPE is installed. All right, and you're actually done. That's legit how RFPE is installed. But how is RFPE ran? So to run RFPE, all right, you gotta make sure that you run the exe file that I pointed out earlier, that RFPE launcher.exe. So I have a shortcut for my Dirt Rally folder here. Open that up. So I have to make sure that I always run RFPE launcher first. Give it permissions, and you'll see a window here. RFPE launcher, waiting for a window, come over gaming, and whatever. So this is an injector kind of thing. It injects the files, sort of. I think that's how it works, because if it wasn't the case, we wouldn't have to run an application. That's the way that I think of it in terms of programming and all that. And all you got to do is just run your Dirt Rally, and that's it. That's legit all it is. I don't want to run Dirt Rally right now, but if you know what, for tutorial's sake, if you do run RFPE here, I'm just going to hold this. It will say the game is running. Plug in. That is how you know for sure that you have successfully installed RFPE 0.4 and that it's running perfectly. So we're just going to quickly get out of Dirt Rally, come back to the desktop here, and we're going to move on to leave that is whatever you do, don't crash. So before we move on to that mod installation, what does RFPE do? RFPE is just a mod that a group of people were thinking of making the game feel better, right? So that is legit all it is. It's a physics mod, so you know about that. It's a physics mod. Specifically for G27 users, I do have settings that I do use with this mod installed. with the force feedback and stuff in the profiler, which I will show you right now. So as you can see right here, I use 107% overall effect strength, spring effect strength at 100, damper effect at 100, 540 degrees, and then all these things right here unchecked. Allow game to adjust settings, report combined pedals, enable centering spring in force feedback games. I put this to nothing. And then in terms of the in-game force feedback settings, it'll be in the description. I use this guy right here, LAR555 G25/G27 force feedback. You can subscribe to this and then just go in game and just activate it. These are just all the settings for the wheel that I use in game. Set. Again, the link for this will be in the description. So that is specifically for RFPE. I just wanted to cover those because I guess I might as well. So if you're using a G25, a G27, or possibly a G29, I think it should work too. Those are the settings I use, and it feels pretty good. And I have to say that the force feedback folder that it's an RFPE is really good. Right here, the force feedback folder, these things here are super good. I don't know what it is that they changed, but the feeling is really heavy, but it's better than what the vanilla physics 2.0 had to offer. So now moving on to whatever you do, do not crash. If you open up the zip, there's an originals, there's a raceload.jpk cars. So what you want to do is use the raceload.jpk from RFPE, but install the cars folder right here, models stuff. And all you got to do, make sure you open up your Dirt Rally installation directory. So that would be Steam apps common Dirt Rally. And all you got to do is drag and drop cars in here and replace. Now, I do believe that is what I did, and it worked perfectly fine. So if you do have any problems or anything, you could just drop in this custom raceload JPK that they have with the mod. But I do remember that's the way that I installed it, and that's the way that I'm making the tutorial. So you could install it or not install it to do some testing and stuff, what feels good, what doesn't. One of the problems I did have using these mods together was damage would happen, but then you wouldn't feel it. So I do mention it in the video description that if you nick a rock with the wheel, what happens is the wheel alignment would change and break drastically, but then you would feel it that the car would oversteer or would want to tend to turn left or turn right, something like that, or not even move at all. So the whatever you do, don't crash mod is simply that. It makes you crashing very, very bad. And I have to say that it was a very huge experience. Do not crash if you have that installed. So that is how you install the whatever you do, don't crash mod v2. Now on to the camera mods. So the camera mods, again, I'm showing two of them that I've used, the MoreCarMovement and the enhanced camera control. Why would you want to install these last? It just, in my opinion, it would just make sense to. That's honestly what it is. Just doing it in order, right? So to install the camera mods, whatever one that you're using, I am specifically using, I think of right now, I'm using the Rally enhanced camera control mod as of now with just the regular RFPE files. And it will show you previews. If you look on the mod website, it will show you examples and pictures. The one I use is from the 55 to 70 FOV range. And then I believe I use the driver's side center. And then you just copy this cars folder, drop it in here, and replace the files that are needed. You can choose between driver's side or driver's side and center, but I believe I use driver's side and center for the centered hood cam That's specifically why. If I do drive with the hood cam on, I don't want it to still be on my side of the cockpit. I would like it directly in the middle. So yeah, that's simple installation of the camera mod. Same thing for the MoreCarMovement camera mod. It replaces basically the same files. These original files, I would recommend don't really use them. Okay, as a replacement back. If this is a because like mine is heavily modified right now because I have other mods installed, other liveries, effects, blah blah blah, right? So if you install the cars folder in here and then you replace them, if you want to not use that camera mod, your best bet, honestly, is to just simply go into Steam, right click on Dirt Rally, go to Properties, go to Updates, nope, Local Files, my bad, and then Verify Integrity of Game Files. What this does is it looks for all the game files that were changed or whatever, and it replaces them with new files of the original files of the game. So if I delete the whole replay folder, it's gonna make a new replay folder. If I delete the dirt.exe, like right now, I delete it, if I hit that button in Steam, it'll re-download it for me. But keep in mind that other files may also be affected. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. And because I know for sure that the enhanced camera and MoreCarMovement mod actually replace the same files, you can just use them interchangeably. And then I would recommend just stick with enhanced camera control mod. It's super good. I really love how they repositioned everything, honest opinion. So that's the installation of the camera mod. Now for the beta alternate physics. So there's two folders here, all right? And I'll be showing you an example of what I did later. But for these two, there's a gravel suspension CTF, tarmac suspension. So when you're using cars for tarmac, just copy all of these, including the RFPE launcher that is included. That in mind, you copy all of these files. I don't know why it does that. You copy all of these files. Oh, okay. Just don't. There. All right. There you go. You copy all of these files here. Make sure you're in your Dirt Rally directory. Again, which is Steam apps, common Dirt Rally. And you just copy all of these right here. You can see them here as well. There's CTF files. So I just drag and drop. That's it. And the same way that I ran, there's also an installation text here. So again, you don't really need to watch this video, but you need a visual, now you have one. But in order for you to use the mod, make sure that you run the RFPE launcher.exe that is included with this mod. All right? And if you want to move on to gravel stages, so that also applies to snow in Finland, just copy the CTF files from this folder, put it in here, and replace the files that are necessary. And that's really it. So that is the installation of the alternate physics 0.9. What the mod offers, okay, is just a different take and taste of what realistic physics should be in Dirt Rally. Just keep that in mind, that it's honestly what it is key to doing, that it's all that it wants to do. Most people just want to make sure that they get the most realistic feeling simulation for anything, right? So for Dirt Rally, my goal is to make it feel as real as possible. So those are the mods that I've tried. I've tried the alternate physics and RFPE. You can have a go at both of them. You can try just one or two these mods together. I don't care, but yeah, that's truly the only reason why I made this tutorial. It's just so you guys can get a visual, see that. So now we're going to be moving on to some extras. These are extra things that hopefully should help you with your camera settings and all that kind of stuff, and additional settings. So this is where the backups folder come in handy, and I'll be showing you the location for everything. So we've installed whatever you do, don't crash. We've installed the RFPE mod. Optional, you've installed the alt physics mod. Dirt Rally enhanced camera or the more movement mods have been installed as well. So this is gone. We don't need this anymore. But we do need backups, just in case. So we made a backup to race load. Now we're going to make a backup of the other files. So if you go into data, not data, my bad. If you go into document, go to my games and open up Dirt Rally. Go into hardware settings, and there's a hardware settings config.xml. Now this can be opened with Notepad++. I'm using brackets because I have the program already installed. Doesn't really matter, really, truly. Ignore that. But in here, it's just a bunch of numbers and stuff that you probably don't understand or want to know. But specifically, what we want to look at is the motion platform. This is for people that use like big simulator rigs that give you the feeling that you're moving in the car or whatever, like seats, rigs, things like that. So this right here, you want to make sure it's true, and then you want to you can use these ports, but specifically these ports, you have to make sure that they are with the application you're using it for. Example is that I have the Dirt Rally telemetry. I believe this is directly linked through the port 10001, right? So these, like, I'm not gonna really go in depth into this, but basically all this is for is to show, to get the game information and export it somehow. Now this is important for SimHub users. That is specifically this port 20777. I believe is the port that I use for SimHub. What do you know? It's listening to that port right for Dirt Rally. So when you are gonna make a backup file, the reason why I would say make a backup file of this, as you already saw in the folder itself, I just put the .backup there. Doesn't matter if it's capital or not, by the way. But I made a copy of it just in case. So make sure you do that. Then you can copy it, cut it, you can do whatever you want. The game won't want to run a .backup file. It'll be looking for specifically the .xml extension. But if you are paranoid and you want to move it, you can. You have the option to. And there you go. That is one of the files that you have made a backup of. Now, a few other files you want to make backups of are as follows. Go back into your Dirt Rally installation. Me, I've installed Steam in a weird way, so if you're looking for a Steam folder on your D drive, just remember that it's probably not going to be there. Just keep that in mind, okay? Everyone's installed Steam somewhere, but specifically you're looking for Dirt Rally. So Steam apps common. So right here, I'm going to go and head into force feedback, okay? And you will see device setup, effect setup, force feedback paths, and all this stuff. Now, as you can see, there's a thing that with the dates 16, 16, 18. These are the new files that were changed in the RFPE mod. So, although I deleted them, I'm going to restore the mods folder and specifically RFPE. So again, this is the additional things that you would maybe want to change or do, specifically if you want to actually save your game. Now, I've had problems where now I can't save my game when I can save the settings in the menu, and I can save the settings when I'm starting up the race, but then after the race and I come back to the menu, it doesn't want to save anymore. But oh well, it worked for a user on the forums, so hopefully it will work for you guys if you do this right. And what you want to do in the file enforce feedback, you will notice that there is a force feedback paths XML that is 2016, and there is these two weirdly worded device setup and effect setup files. What you generally want to do in this archive as well, if you want to keep the archive, okay? Because what I did was just like drop it in, dirty install. You don't have to care about anything. This is the good stuff, okay? Like this is if you're thinking ahead here. Delete this. Apparently, just using the original one is smart. And then for the force feedback effects, as you can see right here, you just change that to effect setup underscore v2. And now this is what you want it to be named to. And also this right here with the dev, it's simply just device setup underscore v2. Press enter, save it, it will save in the archive, and that's it. These are the files that you want. You have to notice the dates. So these files here are also files you want to make a backup of, the 2018 ones. So I'm kind of like really bad at doing tutorials. I feel really sorry. Simply put, again, if you need to and if you have to, you can just, you know, run the verify integrity of game cache, because really all you installed was just simple mods that are like kilobytes big. So actually, it's not that bad, to be honest. We haven't modified files yet, so you shouldn't really be pissed. I mean, you might be pissed, but oh well. Those are the files that you want to make copies of. Okay, so that's important as well. Making those backups. Now, another thing that you want to do too in that folder, the RFPE folder for the installation, I want to go to force, no, I want to go to input. Now, this thing right here, you can just delete this. This doesn't do anything but add apparently a gamepad profile, so you can delete that. And that's it. Everything should be okay. Everything should work and run perfectly fine. Now there's another catch. This raceload JPK is the RFPE0.4 raceload.jpg. Keep that in mind. All right, so I just put that on my desktop just so you can see it. And you're going to put this in here, and you're going to just simply put at the end RF, or be creative, I don't care. You can name it whatever you want, but just make sure that you can tell that is the RFPE version. Now, the game apparently does not want to save or work without the original raceload.jpg. That is the odd and weird thing that even I don't understand, but apparently that's just how it works. So we made a backup of that file. Keep in mind, hopefully that date is 2018 or newer or whatever, is not 16, depending on like when you installed Dirt Rally. Just keep that in mind. But this race load should be the original vanilla race load. Okay, that's why I named it just backup. So to help with that, I'm actually just gonna delete these real fast. I have a backups folder downloads for Dirt Rally, and that is right over. Bam bam. So as you can see here, 2018, these are all the original files. There's no CTF files out here, right? It's original. So you can copy that. Bang bang. That's an original. And then the RFPE physics mod there. Right? So you can't put them in there or else it's going to replace. But basically, what's inside here, what is inside here is what you want to copy. That is the important part. The modded RFPE is what you want. the contents. So I'm using Notepad++, and what you just simply do is, it will take some time, but you just copy all of it. Don't care, just do what you gotta do. Copy it, right? And you just control copy, right click copy. I don't know. Okay, whatever you want to do. And then keep in mind this is from the RF. Now you go to the vanilla one. You delete all of this. Delete it. And then you control paste or control V, I think it is. Yeah, well, I forgot the thing. But yeah, so you just copy the contents of the RFPE one right here into your backup one that you made. Okay. That will kind of in a way discreetly run code that is specifically for RFPE while making the file look like it's new. I don't know what it is, but that's what has worked for a user, and that is what I'm showing in this tutorial. So that is the backups files, things that you got to change, blah, 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 do, and keep in whatever. So those are the changes. Now, in terms of camera mods and other settings, all right, extra settings. And this is just extra stuff, this extra stuff to show you know. Right here is Project Immersion. It's a website, talks about Dirt Rally, FOV, multiple screen settings, and blah, blah, blah. It tells you what files you will be looking for, and also what parts of code you'll be looking for. To change, I would recommend that you just check this website out, do the changes you need to do and stuff. But I will show you those files so that you can put them in a backups file folder. Right here, that hardware settings underscore config. I think I remember that file. We've already made a backup of that file, so we don't have anything to worry about there. But affinity cameras adjustments, that is something I've never showed you. So, opening up the Dirt Rally directory folder, or where you installed Dirt Rally, go into cars, generics, and the affinity cameras adjustment. As you can see, I've already made a backup file with the .backup file extension. Again, doesn't matter if it's uppercase or not, just make a backup file of it. It will not run the .backup file, hopefully. It will be looking for the .xml file. Inside here, using brackets, you'll be looking for specifically head. As you can see right here, these are the things, the values that you will change to your personal preference. That's well suited for your resolution, your monitor setup, your rig, VR, I don't know, it's whatever you think is to help you get better at driving in Dirt Rally. So that is the reason why you want to make a backup file of this, because since we're modifying the file specifically to our liking, if we do verify game cache, it's going to overwrite it if we delete it. Because, like, you know, if you want to do a full clean reinstall of Dirt Rally, I do have, well, all the changes we made are not there anymore, right? As you can tell, I put a 161 in there. So let's just open this with Notepad instead. I put a 161 there. Well, if you look at the head class here, well, that's not a 161 FOV angle. And the percent, well, that was 100. But the zenith, or the Z, was 10. So as you can tell, I know the preferences that I want, but they are not the same. So just always keep that in mind. If you have to change specific settings to your liking, I would recommend you actually make a backup of it. That's just a simple modders tip from me to you. So that will be in the description. Now, finally, it's driving. Actually, getting in there. It's really legit how you install RFPE, optional, how you install the alternate camera, alternate physics modified files, and also a tutorial of how to install, liveries and using the Dirt Rally Mod Manager. I also covered the not exemptions, but the things that may possibly happen if you do use it online on Steam. So you have been warned already. Setting up a G27 if that's the kind of wheel that you're using. Installation of whatever you do don't crash, and also the installation of a camera mod of your choice, and setting up those files to your liking and making backups of it. So a few modder tips, a few other kinds of things have been shown in this tutorial. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this and was a learning experience for you. Now, I'm not ending it there. I'll be showing you that simple tip with the folder share program that you installed. So as you can see right here, I have modded Dirt Rally, our original files, and modded Dirt Rally with RFPE physics enabled. If I open this up, there's a Dirt Rally directory folder that looks really similar to the one, and it's named very similar, that's important, to the one in Steam Apps, Steam Apps, Common, Dirt Rally, right? Inside here are all the game files. So this is an original installation of Dirt Rally. This is original, like nothing's been changed in here. Nothing. But keep in mind, it does say modded. That's where the lie kind of comes in. The only things I put in here is like, as you can see, installed. I have environmental mods to change the sponsors to like WRC 2016 sponsors, weather improvements, effects like dirtier particles, camera adjustments, as you can see I use enhanced sounds, anti-lag, backfires for the 2000 cars, and specifically for the R4 Impreza. Really love that. And also livery, a lot of that. So all of these are actually already applied and installed in my original files for my modded Dirt Rally. All right. Now, if you look at this other folder, this is with RFP. So if I open that up, well, yeah, looks about right. There's RFPE related stuff. This is RFPE, not alternate physics. Keep that in mind. But this is interesting. There's these simple weird icons that you can see here. You probably also noticed it when I opened up my directory for Steam and I went to Common. That's the same thing right there for Dirt Rally. So what I did is link the folder. So I'll be doing that for you now. So if I wanted to play the original Dirt Rally, I can just delete it. And this is where that program kicks in. If you've made an original backup folder, and I will show you that this thing's huge. I got properties real fast. Oh, it's just gonna keep climbing. It's not gonna stop till around 40 or so gigabytes. Not even kidding. And there there you go. So this is a big folder. So what we can do is, if we've named it correctly, if we right click on it, there will be a new address that shows up. Link source. I said pick. I lost my voice there. If I pick this as a link source, go into the Steam Apps comment, and then I drop as junction. What this does is it makes it like a shortcut, but it really isn't. What it does is it fools Windows into thinking it's the real deal. When I open this up and I open this up, same. It's the original, well, modded base Dirt Rally files that I have tuned and like to, have to my liking. So now if I wanted to just hop on, so let's delete this. I want to hop on and play some play some Dirt Rally with RFPE, or if I make another folder with RFPE enabled physics, I can just simply open up this, pick as a link source, open up here and right click and drop as a junction, and there you go. And if you notice in too, inside here I also have two other folders that are junctioned. The thing is, most of the space is because of tracks. That's 27 gigabytes for your tracks alone. And also video. These are the tutorials that it loads. So I honestly don't really want to have to deal with that. Moving these are the most major, biggest folders. Cars is nothing. Go to properties here. Cars is only around 8 gigs. So if you want to save space, what you can do is do the exact same thing I just told you to do with the Dirt Rally folder, but instead with tracks and video folder. So if we go back to the original backup files I have here, I can just right click tracks, pick as a link source, go back here, go into modify Dirt Rally for RFPE, and this Dirt Rally folder I made, I can right click and drop as a junction. Now keep in mind, the backfire to this is that any changes you make, even in this one, this is the modded RFPE folder. Any changes I made here is going to be made to the source. Okay, so if I go into tracks right now, and let's actually make this simple here. If I go into video, this tutorial thing, if I copy this, or if I cut it or delete it, so I'm going to take the risk here. Oh man, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to do it. Okay, it's just not for the tutorial. For tutorial's sake, I wanted to, but oh well. If I do delete these files, I go all the way back over here into original files, they will be affected in tracks or in the video files. So just keep that in mind. So make sure that you have changed anything you wanted to change to tracks. All right, and those include the dirtier mod. What's it called? Those include yeah, the dirtier mod and particles plus, and also environmental stuff like the weather improvements and dirt rally sponsor mod. So those kind of make sure you've applied those already before you link it. Okay, that'll help you if that does help. That's what I've done. It's really helped me. So yeah, hopefully you can use that to your advantage. Like me, I mod Skyrim, so if you ever have to do anything like that, I right click on my Skyrim, I go to properties. Oh, this is gonna just keep climbing. It's gonna climb. Let's just not watch that climb. But yeah. So if you have a lot of mods and stuff for, or if you have a game that's really big, but you modified it and want to keep your vanilla original files somewhere, but then modify the game files. You know, another game example would be like GTA 4. You can now do that and use some original game files and stuff that way. So keep that in mind, okay, guys? It's really good stuff to keep in mind. So yeah, that's really everything I wanted to cover in this video. It's pretty long. I'm very sorry about that. This is longer than I wanted it to be. But hey, you get the choice of going in between or whatever, and choosing what parts to watch. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this experience of modding Dirt Rally. I may have rambled off a lot when I didn't have to. Keep in mind that RFPE only affects this list here. Okay, this list here. This is also on their website or in the installation files of the archives. Okay, so I'll just say them here, just so you know. Okay, Group B, four-wheel drive cars. All of these right here, like the Metro, the Quattro, the RS200, Peugeot 205, and the Delta. Rear-wheel drive 1980s are also changed. That's the M3 Evo, the Sierra Cosworth, and the Renault. Group A four-wheel drive, that's the Ford Escort Cosworth, the Impreza 1995, and the Lancia Integrale. F2 kit cars are also affected. 2010s are affected. I think it's all of them. All of them. Polo, the Hyundai, and the Ford Fiesta, and the Country Rally, and the R4 is also. All right, those are the cars that are. Now that is all finished. I think I've covered everything I needed to cover in this video. Why not do one last stand? That is you guys to see thing in action. I mean, I might as well. I'm already. Should have just streamed this. Oh, I hope that this did help though. So, like I said before, I have to run RFPE first. Is that RFPE is running? I'm now going to run Dirt Rally. The volume down a bit. We'll just do not a recce. I was thinking of a recce, but we're just going to do one warm up lap in Greece, just so you guys can see it done. Throw away. No. Again, RFPE is running, and I am doing those. I am using those modified files to make it save. How do you know if it's saving? It's a good thing I did this. You'll see it right here in the bottom right. You'll see an orange circle appear right there. So that's how you know whether or not the game did actually save your setting. Now if I go to options, controls, and stuff, right? This is just so that you can see this. I guess load and save the preset. I'm gonna load that LAR 555, G25, G27 loadout here. So all those settings have been applied. And then we're gonna go right in profile, game preferences, gonna make sure that that's all set to what I want it to be. I think I'm set. All right, I'll hit a rally. I'll discard that rally and go into Greece. That's the long version. Go in the morning and look for the sprint. That's the long one. It's this one. And we're going to hit a car that is affected by the RFPE mod. That is the Hyundai Rally. Car right here. You are going to hear the wheel, so very sorry about that, guys. I think we should be set. Okay. So yeah, again, I really do enjoy using these mods because they're really good. I'm not joking about that. They're really good used together. Again, personally for me, that's what I feel is good. I've driven a car times and say that the force feedback is pretty close to the feeling that you would get in I drove an Xterra, and I've also driven what is it called? Drove a Nissan Xterra and the Subaru a few times. So yeah, that force feedback is really heavy. Here we go. We're gonna hop off here. All right. Okay, that feels good. Right. Into that corner. Oh, goodness gracious. That was pretty bad on my part. It was a bit too tight on that pivot there. Oh, I kind of missed my shift there real bad. But yeah, specifically the reason why I really have started to like using the RFPE mods is because the force feedback does feel way better than what it did before. I would have actually failed that race either way. And to show for sure that changes can be done just for fun, we're going to make the brake bias straight to the front. The gears are long. We're going to just make this a little short. Suspension in the front. Oh, I'm curious. Let's make that all soft. A little bit. I mean, we can't get too loose, guys. I don't think we can get any looser than this. All right. Good. This looks like a World Rally. Oh, man. This looks like the setup of a lifetime, guys. I think I'll probably move closer. There's some clipping issues there, but oh well. Oh goodness gracious, that feels weird. Oh god, that was pretty bad. Oh, there's like no response in the turning. There's no response. It's, oh my goodness, this looks so weird. This feels so weird. Okay, just gonna turn there. Right, we're good. Oh god, click the pause button. That felt so weird. Okay, let's not do that. Anyways, yeah. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. At least you got to see an example before I just continue playing and enjoying myself, not letting you guys enjoy yourself. Anyways, stay awesome. Don't die, guys. Yeah, don't die.